With the release of Disclosure Day and the return of Steven Spielberg to the big screen, I'm counting down my top 10 films he's ever made. What can be said about this guy that hasn't been already? He revolutionized the Hollywood blockbuster, has made some of the most quotable, popular, well-known films in history, and he still makes films like a keen up-and-comer despite currently sitting at the ripe old age of 79. There are several true masterpieces on this list, so without further ado, let's dive into it. I'll include several honorable mentions here because he has just made so many strong films. And some here, you might be surprised, aren't in the top 10. Munich is a great political thriller that stands out as one of the most adult-oriented films he's ever made. The Fabelmans is a touching reflection of the upbringing and early drive to become the iconic filmmaker he developed into today. I'll put Disclosure Day here too. It can feel a little bit dated at times, but the action sequences are great, it's thematically ambitious, and does carry a lot of his classic trademarks. Now, don't crucify me, but I'm also leaving Jurassic Park just outside the top 10. I like it, okay? It's just one I didn't grow up religiously rewatching or having a really strong emotional connection towards. And when you look at all the awful sequels that movie spawned, it's fair to say perhaps it has done more harm than good. Alan. Finally, E.T. as well. I know, how the hell did E.T. not get in? It's such a sweet film, but that's the caliber of film we're talking about here today. For the record, I may very well have put this in on a different day of the week. It is razor thin margins here. Anyways, on to the real list. The first film to crack the top 10 might be a bit of a shocker, but Empire of the Sun, I think, is one of Spielberg's true underrated classics. Taking an epic scope of the Japanese invasion of Shanghai in World War II and thrusting the then unknown child prodigy Christian Bale, one of my all-time favorite actors, at the heart of it, and you get a pretty stunning tale of survival that lingers with you. At number 9 is Close Encounters of the Third Kind. There's a lot going on here that benefits very much from a second watch, and I think this is one of his most ambitious films as far as making you ask questions there are no easy answers to. Roy Neary is one of cinema's few likable characters that is also a straight-up deadbeat dad. His kids are never seeing him again. Now, believe it or not, Minority Report was one of the first Spielberg films I was exposed to, and I still have a strong affection for it to this day. A blisteringly paced thriller with Tom Cruise at the height of his powers, and even to this day, those precogs still chill me to my core. In 7th place, I have Jaws. You know the premise, you know the town, you know the quote, you know the dread-inducing music. This film single-handedly changed the landscape of film, and it remains so entertaining over 50 years later. Everything after that, we just don't talk about. Catch Me If You Can comes in at 6th, and the first time I watched this movie in my teens, all I could think about was how much I wanted to be like Frank Abagnale Jr. Upon some quick reflection, I reminded myself I don't have nearly the risk tolerance or ability to lie required for this type of lifestyle, but I can still love this movie and think about what could have been in another life. Incredible pace and terrific cast. Next is Lincoln, and let's be real, Daniel Day-Lewis's performance does so much of the heavy lifting, but I think Spielberg finds a great balance between honoring the history, finding this story's emotional core, and for a brief moment, making you believe that politicians can be a powerful force for good. My, how times have changed. I think it makes sense to talk about the next two entries together. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade lands at number 4, and Raiders of the Lost Ark slightly ahead at number 3. Any other entries in this franchise, and yes, I'm including Temple of Doom in there, have so much baggage from questionable special effects, annoying supporting characters, and unsatisfying plot resolutions that these two are far and away the two best of the series. There's such a sense of joy and wonder these films evoke. The interweaving between the story and history builds a real sense of stakes, and Indy himself is just an icon. Please, let him retire in peace. In second is Saving Private Ryan, indisputably one of the best war films ever made. Right from the unflinchingly brutal D-Day sequence, this film is filled with one beautiful scene after another, and is one of those films you can show to any stoic middle-aged man and find them ugly crying by the end. I won't totally crucify the Academy for giving Best Picture to Shakespeare in Love that year instead, because I really do enjoy that film, but come on. We all know who the true winner is. And finally, my choice for the best Spielberg film of all time is Schindler's List. There is a sincerely uplifting wrinkle to this film, but not before it rips out your heart and shows it to you. The historical implications of the Holocaust are not lost in what is, from a filmmaking perspective, pretty much perfection. This is somehow the only Best Picture winner of Steven Spielberg's career, but it truly deserves this distinction over any other. This is the full list, which is also linked in the description below. Let me know your thoughts, or if you're a Jurassic Park or E.T. fanatic, how totally nuts I am.